So, how will you feel in your presence? Your best friend is willing to sacrifice you just to get money, just to get the money you don't even know if it's gonna enjoy. So this video will teach you more about the reason why you don't have to always play the Nigeria leadership. Because the mindset of some individual in Nigeria is darker than that of a devil, at which we can really see the devil with our eyes. So these schoolboys, secondary school boys, they plan together to use somebody for ritual. But unfortunately, when they got there, the both of them were now like exchanged to choose between them. Like God don't choose you. The gods don't choose you and say they want to use you. Look what happened in this video. And after you have seen what happened, I want to tell you people what I think about this video.
So people got it like down as on that top.
This is the most interesting story in 2022, where two young boys went to meet a native doctor for money rituals, only for them to be taught a lesson they would never forget. A young boy named Kingsley and his friend r1tu traveled from Ebonyi State to Asaba to meet a specific native doctor called the Chimaring Temple. They had gone to meet this native doctor because they wanted to buy a car and they wanted to build a house. But the main person here was Kingsley. Kingsley was the main boy who initiated this. Kingsley had a plan to build a house for his mom and for his family, and he also had a plan to buy a vehicle, a GLK. And he wanted to meet this native doctor to fulfill it. Of course, Kingsley knows what it takes to do money rituals these days. You would have to sacrifice someone. And what was interesting is that Kingsley and r1tu had someone in mind that they were going to use for this ritual. So these are teenagers, 17-year-old boys who were still in secondary school. They had not even graduated. And this happened in July of 2022. So when they got to Asaba and they met the native doctor, they proposed what they wanted and they were willing to do everything that is expected of them, because to them they already assumed the typical method of money ritual is to kill someone and have it done, and they had someone in mind, even though the person they had in mind did not come with them. It was a boy named Joshua, but the boy did not come with them. The boy was at home, so they were thinking maybe the native doctor would open a mirror and summon Joshua's spirit and strike Joshua to death, and they become rich. But this native doctor had other plans in mind, because the native doctor himself was quite shocked. He's like, what the hell? You people traveled from Ebonyi State, from your hometown down to Asaba to do this? Well, he now knew how serious this was. I mean, he could easily have turned them down and told them to go out, which may prompt them to go somewhere else. But he felt the need to teach them the biggest lesson that they would never forget. So the native doctor started recording them. And in his conversation with the two boys, he first told Kingsley, who was the head of the whole thing, that yes, you have a friend that you want to use, but the gods want to use this your friend that you brought here, r1tu. Will you be willing to kill r1tu to do this money ritual?
Huh? Or you do you can? Or you using one? Now some of you. You use where? You use where? Yes. Aha. Yara point. You believe it?
And Kingsley did not hesitate. He's like, oh, really? The gods want this boy? I mean, I have someone at home that you could use. His name is Joshua. But if the gods want him, I'm fine. Let's use him. Let's kill him. r1tu is like shocked. He's like, what? Wait, what? You want to kill me? And instantly, he began to beg. He began to cry. He began to ask for mercy, that he's the only son of his family. Yada, yada, yada. And Kingsley did not care. Kingsley was so adamant on using r1tu. He did not have any compassion. This was his friend who accompanied him here. And now the native doctor is telling him that you have to use this your friend, and he did not even think about it. It was almost as if Kingsley also had in mind to use r1tu. It's as if in coming with r1tu was like a backup plan, because when the native doctor brought up that suggestion, he did not waste time to accept it. And r1tu was flawed. And in that moment, their friendship was under a microscope, under a big question, because now things is about to go left. So in the process of this chaos, the boy is saying, begging, r1tu is asking for mercy, and then the native doctor asked Kingsley again, okay, I'm going to give you a knife, because I'm assuming this native doctor man is like surprised that this Kingsley boy is willing to do this. He is floored. He is shocked that this boy is willing to kill his friend. And he even went further to ask, so if I give you a knife now, would you kill your friend for the money ritual so you can buy the car and build a house that you want? And Kingsley was like, yes, bring the damn knife. Where is the knife? I'm sure if he knew, he would have come with his own knife and he would not have wasted so much time having this discussion, because Kingsley was so desperate. And in the process of seeing r1tu beg and Kingsley not giving her a dime, the native doctor switched it up and said, the gods have changed his mind. The gods now want to use you, Kingsley, for the ritual, and the money will go to r1tu.
So, people got it. Lie down, I forgot to. Lie down.
So Kingsley, hearing that the gods have chosen him for the ritual now, began to cry too. He is now begging for his life. He is now in the same shoe as his friend. His own cry was even worse. All of a sudden, he has value for his life. All of a sudden, he sees his own life flashing before his eyes. All of a sudden, he sees that this is beyond him. This is not in his control. You just don't walk up to a native doctor and say you want to kill someone for money, because you could be that person. We've seen stories where people go to meet native doctor and they ended up being used by the native doctor. And that was the case with Kingsley, who is now crying and begging for his life. He even calls on Jesus. He even begs and prays to God to come and rescue him. Wow, interesting. Kingsley suddenly became human. So eventually the native doctor tells the two boys that, okay, see, relax. I'm just teaching you guys a lesson. Nobody's going to use anyone for money rituals, but you guys are going to swear that the day they would kill an innocent person for any reason at all, they would die. And
Guys, this is to tell you that these boys here, mostly the wicked one way inside, the one that mastermind the whole thing, is a very heartless person. And this guy can really do more than what we have seen right now. He already has that bad mind inside him, according to me. I hope that God will help the family so that this guy will not do something in future to come. He will not do something that is more than this, because he already has it in the set of mind. Like, the set of mind is convinced the only way you can make it is to sacrifice another person. That is not only the way you can make it. And this kind of person, he can betray his or her friend anytime, any day. He doesn't care. He's an egoist. How God take create some people for this world? How can this person be wicked? Like, look at the way he even deceived a friend, knowing he was taking a friend to a place of, if it happened, they may not see a friend again. And maybe nobody knew that this friend traveled with him. So parents, advise your children to always tell you their movements, because bad friends, they are everywhere, anywhere in the world. It's so crazy to say this kind of thing.